Mic's on, everybody. Watch your potty mouth there. Who's in studio?
What?
It's comedian Jesse Peyton inside the building.
What?
Greetings, brother.
What's up, dude? Happy to be back. This is like a regular spot for me now.
Yeah, you have become regular here at KPRC Radio.
Yeah.
We started doing comedy shows with you a few years ago. And during that time, we've raised, I don't know, 6 figures for wheelchairs over the years. And
Heck yeah.
And today you're here because we are learning about this. I was surprised to learn people are very offended by Pete Hegseth, the Fox and Friends weekend morning show host, tattoos. So I invited in the most tattooed guy I know, and that's this guy, Jesse Peyton. Jesse Peyton has a lot of tattoos on him.
I do.
Pete Hegseth got his tattoos in the military. You also got tattoos while you were in a government institution. Is that correct?
I was serving the state of Texas, not the country. So yeah, I've picked acres of cotton in my lifetime for free.
Is that right?
Yeah. And as much as I've been on the show, I feel like if I had a social security number still, I should be on payroll.
Is that, yes,
yeah, but what about it? Yeah.
Yeah, are you an illegal immigrant, Jesse? It did not even occur to me.
I am. I made the long swim from Germany. So I'm a white back.
All right, so Pete Hegseth has these tattoos. Have you looked at them?
I have not.
They're supposed to be, I guess we should have prepared for this ahead of time. Let me put them up on the screen here so everyone can look at it. If you're just tuning in, there's a Senate hearing happening right now. Tommy Tuberville. That's a fun. Doesn't Tommy?
That sounds like a Billy Madison character.
No, he was. I think he was a football coach, and then he became a senator, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got Pete Hegseth's tattoos here up on the screen. Let me show everybody what they look like. These are Pete Hegseth's tattoos. He's got 2 tattoos that are real controversial. One of them is this cross. The cross is called the Jerusalem cross. And Elizabeth Warren told everybody that was a white supremacist thing. And then the other day, during the Jimmy Carter funeral, let me see if I can get that on the screen here. Jimmy Carter funeral, Jerusalem cross. You don't have to spell things right. It'll fix it for you. People noticed that on the floor of the funeral, they had those crosses all over the place. I don't have a good photo of it here, but you'll just have to take my word for it. This symbol right here, it looks like that, is all over the floor of Jimmy Carter's funeral, basically right around where the casket's at. So right away, it's like, all right, you have to dismiss that tattoo. That's just a Christian thing. But the other thing that people are mad about is this thing that says Deuce Volt. And Deuce Volt has something to do with the Crusades, when they were fighting Muslims back in the day. Now, to Pete Hegseth's credit here, we voted and sent him overseas to fight Muslims. A little different than the Crusades, but does that make him a racist?
I don't know how you could be racist with Jerusalem. That just seems white supremacist. Doesn't seem very. It doesn't seem very in line with that. And I don't know what Deuce Volt is. I've seen a lot of tattoos. I spent a lot of time in prison. I've seen most racist tattoos, if not all of them.
Okay.
And I've never seen that. And that's a true story.
Okay, so you've seen anti-black tattoos to be like a swastika.
Yeah.
What's an anti-white tattoo look like?
It's the pride flag. I don't know. And anti-white is everything now, right? It's anything.
Sure, yeah.
Any Trump tattoo is now. No, that's pro. That's anti-black.
That's pro.
Still.
Yeah, I guess
that's
so.
Anti-black.
Depends who you ask. Yeah. Okay, but they've got neo-Nazis in prison.
Lots.
And you got tattoos when you were in prison, but you never chose to become a neo-Nazi.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't the Nazi I disagreed with. It was the neo part. No, I'm kidding. I was like, I don't know what prefixes are, Ken. I'm not signing your Constitution.
What's an acronym, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't become a Nazi in prison. Why didn't you join the white supremacist gang when you were in prison?
Well, the true story, I could make a funny story or the true story. The true story is because I don't subscribe to all of their whole doctrine. And number 2 was another real thing was that I didn't want to be responsible for somebody else's actions.
Right.
I didn't want some idiot white dude to jump on the day room table, scream out the N-word, and now we're in a race riot, and I got to fight because Billy Bob can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
So that's a real thing. That's why I didn't do it.
Being racist seems like it would be exhausting.
It would just be, hate seems exhausting to me. Like, in general. Like, you know what I'm really good at? I idle at indifference. Like, I couldn't be in the KKK because I joined the IDGAF. The I don't give a F at all. Like, if that was a gang, like, sign me up. Like, if there was a I don't care, Ken, I'll be your spokesperson.
I have the same problem. When I look at racists, I'm almost jealous of them because I don't get that passionate about anything. You know what I mean? How do you find the energy to care this much about every demographic?
You know what's sad is I'm single and I think I'm going to die alone because I've never loved anything as much as they hate. And that just, it seems like an all-day affair. It seems nonstop.
Have you seen the conspiracy theory about the California wildfires, that all these mansions were connected with a cabal of tunnels, that they were all going down into the tunnels and raping kids, and that they had to burn down the mansions in an effort to destroy all the evidence of their pedophile network? And I thought that would make a great movie, but I'm sure that's not what's happening.
No, I don't think so either. It would be like the woke version of Mississippi Burning. We're just going to do California Burning. And no, it's insane to me, the conspiracy theories. Like, they want to control the hurricanes, the viral bacterial with COVID, and now they're going to control fire. I've seen Castaway. Like, starting fire is not easy. And then, it's mind-numbing.
I believe that there are rich, wealthy, billionaire pedophiles out there using their influence to have sex with kids. I believe that.
100%.
I just don't think that every world event somehow has something to do with the pedophile network.
Like the tsunamis are because the Japanese have gotten out of control. For the Sri Lankan pedophilia ring is out of control, so we did a tectonic shift to do an earthquake and a tsunami to wipe that out because the weather, Mother Nature was just over it. Mother Nature's feminist, apparently. I had no idea.
Yeah. All right, so you got tattoos in prison.
I did.
And they're not neo-Nazi tattoos like you just explained. That was too much work. Were you ever worried about hepatitis, Jesse?
Oh, no. I drink water out of hose and I've never used a condom. You think I'm worried about a disease? I've never owned a face mask during COVID. You think I'm worried about? No, I wasn't worried about. You know what I was worried about? Being a 17-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy in prison who was 140 pounds, 5'8", from Katy, Texas. Like, the first time I saw a black dude, I was like 20. and I just wanted to look as grown-up, tough, and unrapeable as possible. Is unrapeable a word? Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to look like the opposite of Pete Hegseth.
Well, yeah, they say that Pete Hegseth is a rapist. Now, look, we notice things. I don't know that he's not or that he is. It's possible. But apparently the people making allegations against him are anonymous. And you're like, all right, they're anonymous allegations. Who is this guy? And then you see him. He's got TV show good looks. Like, there was no Me Too allegations against George Clooney or Brad Pitt. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, and first of all, anonymous usually means you're ugly. And you can use social media by that. If somebody has a Facebook picture of a dog or a sunset, they're not attractive. Because you know what attractive people love is pictures of themselves. So just by anonymous alone, you're discredited. Because how are you going to try to slander somebody's entire career by the worst thing you can say about somebody is that they raped somebody? To me, that's as tantamount to murder. And then you're going to do that anonymously with no spine or backbone to stand up for that? No, I disagree.
I was raped by Mazi Hirono.
Okay.
The lawmaker today that was questioning Pete Hegseth. There's as much evidence that I was raped by her as there is that Pete Hegseth raped someone. Why doesn't anyone believe me, Jesse?
I believe you, Ken, because I was molested by the Texas Public Department of Safety officer who pulled me over and gave me a ticket for doing 92 and a 65.
Smart.
So I'm going to countersue, and if you don't drop my ticket, then you're going to double prison.
All right, Mazi Hirono, I have to mute the mics for you to hear this. I should have given you headphones before but that's my bad. Earlier, Pete Hegseth, for those that don't know, he's a Fox and Friends host. He's a TV show. To me, I always thought Pete Hegseth seemed like a squeaky clean guy, but apparently he's very controversial by Washington, D.C. standards. So earlier he's being questioned by Mazi Hirono, who seems like a terrible person to run into at a cocktail party. And she asked him these questions.
I'm a legal adult. Have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
Hold on. Jesse's raising his hands. Jesse, what did you want to say about
pause. That? She just asked, have you ever made unwanted sexual requests? You just asked a grown man if he's ever advanced on a woman who said no. That doesn't mean you pursued your pursuit. It doesn't mean that you continued with that. She asked if you've ever been turned down. Look at her. Has she ever had any unwanted? Request, yes. Everything you've wanted in life that doesn't have calories in it, you've been denied, lady. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you ask somebody, have you ever made an unwanted sexual advance on somebody? Yeah, at every bar I've ever been to in life.
Well, you raise an interesting point. I mean, at the end of the night, women don't have to worry about leaving the bar alone, right? If a woman wants to leave a bar at the end with someone, she's probably going to have a guy to leave with. Men, on the other hand, not so much. Men, even good-looking men, will strike out sometimes, right? You're right. It is a weird question that she asked him. Have you ever
made an unwanted advance on somebody? Yes, everybody, unless you're batting 1,000 in life on your advances towards women.
And what kind of guy is batting 1,000 in life on advances towards women, Jesse?
Me. No, that's absolutely unequivocally not true.
Wait, hang on. Wouldn't you explain this off air earlier? The kind of guy that's batting 1,000 on sexual
is a rapist.
Is
the
a
only
rapist.
guy. Yes. Have you ever made it? Yeah. I've never had a sexual advance on a woman not come to fruition. How are you batting 1,000? On every seed that you sow bears fruit? No, you're a rapist. You know who didn't? You know who never had any unadvanced or unwanted advancement? Dahmer. Dahmer. You know who never took no? Dahmer. Okay, get the hell out of here. This woman's insane.
Well, it's a good point. All right, hang on. Here's how he answered the question. Let's keep playing this.
I'm a legal adult. Have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
Senator, I was falsely accused in October of 2017. It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
I don't think completely cleared is accurate, but the fact is that your own lawyer said that you entered into an NDA and paid a person who accused you of raping her a sum of money to make sure that she did not file a complaint.
Okay, let's pause it right there. So there was an NDA. He paid someone to say that he didn't rape or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I'm not convinced, Jesse. Does this guy seem like a monster to you?
I mean, I've been around monsters, Ken, and no, it doesn't seem like that. You know what I usually go by is the baited, loaded questions that she's asking, and it's ridiculous. You're backing him into a corner with no evidence, and it's somebody screaming out anonymously when you're coming up for, a defense secretary position that now they want to say that you did this heinous thing. Get the hell out of here.
It does seem like a stretch to me. What they're saying here is that his tattoos are racist. It's an anonymous person accusing him of sexual assault. These seem like silly distractions. You could have an argument here about policies. What policies does he have that are controversial? One of them is no women in frontline combat. Now, you and I talked about this off the air earlier. I agree that men and women should not be together in frontline combat. Right. If people are in their early 20s, late teen years, they're alone in a life or death situation out in the middle of the desert on the side of a mountain, they almost died and now they're alone with nothing to do, they're going to have sex with each other. Even if she's a 9 and he's a 4, or she's a 4 and he's a 9, they're still probably going to bone.
Absolutely.
And you had made the point earlier that actually that's
yeah, I think you should. Like, oh my, like, when your life flashes before your eyes, like that's what she's not the only thing getting flashed right then, because I'm pulling my penis out. I'm sorry, Ken, and I know I shouldn't say that on conservative talk radio, but I'm doing it, and I disagree with him, because I definitely want every single feminist I know on the front line. I want them out there being human shields for real men.
Okay. All right. I get your point then. All right. Let's take a look at this. The other person that asked him questions today was Kirsten Gillibrand. I'm sorry. Kirsten Gillibrand. Some people may have forgotten about this woman. She was a pretty blonde lady from New York who ran for president a few years back. Some people may remember this video. It's a weird way to promote your... she realized she's on camera and she suddenly screamed, "Gay rights!" like, do you have liberal Tourette's? What the hell is going on here?
I don't know why you have to say loud and proud. Everything gays and trans do is loud. We get it. We hear you. Nobody was ever like, hey, I didn't hear what that gay rights person said. No, we heard you screaming. Get out of traffic.
Okay, all right. So point taken there. Now, Kirsten Gillibrand is back today. And hang on, let me get this video up on the screen here. A couple of things I did not realize about her. She's changed a little bit since she ran for president. Let me put her up on the screen here. This was 5 years ago. Here she was 5 years ago, 2019.
She's an attractive older woman right there, yeah.
All right, here she is today.
She looks like the older lady in Something About Mary.
What the hell happened?
That's what a Biden economy does to you right there.
Oh, no, Jesse.
That's what a Biden economy does to you right there.
All right, so Kirsten Gillibrand was asking questions today. Let me see if I could find the soundbite. Here we go. It's easy. It's so easy to find anything on Twitter these days. Here is Kirsten Gillibrand asking Pete. She really just lecturing him. She didn't even ask him a question.
In the DOD, everything you've said in these public statements is politics. I don't want women. I don't want moms. What's wrong with a mom, by the way? Once you have babies, you therefore are no longer able to be lethal. I mean, you're basically saying women after they have children can't ever serve in the military in a combat role. It's a silly thing to say. It's a silly thing to say, beneath the position that you are aspiring to. To denigrate LGBTQ service members is a mistake. If you are a sharpshooter, you're as lethal regardless of what your gender identity is, regardless of who you love. So please know this to be a true statement.
Hang on, we got to pause it right there. Jesse, if you're a gay sharpshooter, go ahead, gay sharpshooters.
I have something. I have something. I don't know how you're the guy trying to keep women and mothers out of combat because you hate women. You know who I want to usher into combat is every dude who's ever slighted me ever in life. I want you to go be a human shield on the front line. But he's like, I want to keep women and mothers out of combat. There was a reason when the Titanic went down, women and children were saved first because you preserve them because you esteem and edify them, right?
No, that's the old America, Jesse. Today we make them drown in the frozen water because it's empowering. Quick break. More with comedian Jesse Peyton right after this.
Insanity.
Ken Webster's Pursuit of Happiness, a radio show that's just as good when you're driving around sober as it is when you're drunk at home.
Hey, if y'all are watching us on social media right now, we are recording segments that will air later this afternoon on the oldest radio station in Texas, KPRC 950. Can also be heard on 94.53 HD. For those of you who complain that we're on AM radios for dinosaurs. Well, we're on the internet, and we're also on HD radio. And there's a podcast that gets hundreds of thousands of downloads a week, so choose whatever you want. I'm saving the audio you just heard. That's what I'm doing right now, but we'll begin in just seconds from now. So if you're watching us on streaming, you don't have to go anywhere. Hang on one second. I don't know why, but the only music we have that's royalty free, like trademark free for social media purposes, is electronic music. Do you?
Okay.
Jesse, I put some ecstasy in your Monster Rehab.
I did. Yeah, I'm so horny right now, Ken. I was wondering what that was. I thought it was you. I thought it was your pheromones and a fragrance that you had on.
Must have been it.
Let me take another sip.
I'm not a Monster guy. Why are there so many different colors? Is it all? What is this one? Tea and lemonade?
Yeah, I like this one. It's good. It's the DEI of energy drinks. So there's just you have to do every color in every brand.
Is that it? My buddy, I lift weights, as you know, at Starting Strength on Shepherd in Houston, and one of the guys I lift weights with, Bob, says he's like, I'm having white today, and then he's got a white can, and then tomorrow it's blue. He's like, oh, this is blue. I'm having blue. What the hell does white taste like?
Privilege. It's delicious. It tastes like security, success, and it's great. I don't like the white one. I like the tea. This is the only one I really drink. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm a tea and lemonade guy.
All right. Well, speaking of white people, I guess it's as good a time as any to do the Walmart news. I'm white trash. I'm not ashamed of it either. I am white trash. I think that's why I like the TV show Landman so much.
I love that show.
Me too.
Yeah.
A friend of mine works in oil and gas said Landman's not a realistic show. I work in oil. I was like, well, what's not realistic? He's like, all the stuff with the cartels.
It's true. I
was like, all right, but in oil and gas, is it a bunch of white trash people making more money than they know what to do with, doing a job that'll kill them? And he goes, yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's the show.
Yeah, and that's like the cartel. Narcos is the exact same premise. It's a bunch of people, a bunch of idiots making more money than they deserve doing a job that's very dangerous.
That's true. Yeah, and that's kind of what radio is, too. No, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, so Walmart must have spent millions of dollars on this. They just did their first rebrand since 2008. Walmart has decided to change this logo over here to this logo. Jesse Peyton, pictured on the left and the right here. I don't know how much they spent on this, but I know it was at least 7 figures. There's no way that Walmart didn't spend millions of dollars on this. It's the first time since 2008 they changed the logo. What even is the point of this? Just to prove that we still need a marketing department?
I mean, I wouldn't have known the difference if they weren't side by side. Even side by side, you can barely tell. It's almost like it was gender reassignment surgery. Like, we can still tell.
Wait, okay, so hold on. You're saying that this is, it's kind of like when a guy puts a mini skirt on and claims to be a woman. That's the new Walmart logo?
I can still see your Adam's apple, Brian. You're not fooling anybody because you have lipstick in your mustache, dude. Like, we get it. This is insanity.
Well, going back to what we were just talking about, one of the problems that Pete Hegseth is facing today, he doesn't think gays and trans should serve in the military, and apparently that makes him homophobic or transphobic. But like you just explained, if you hated gays and trans, wouldn't you want them to serve in the military?
I would. I mean, yeah, because I'm pro-trans in the military. For real, yeah. Let's go stand on a landmine, and whatever genitalia falls out of your pants, we did your gender reveal in Iraq. Good luck to you, Brenda Bryan.
Yeah, I've never been to a gender reveal party. Have you?
No.
No?
I don't yeah, no.
No.
It's insanity.
I think when people get pregnant, they stop being friends with people like me.
Yeah, me too, because I fat shame people. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Do not delete me or Ken. Good Lord. I'm sorry, Ken. I forgot where I was.
No, we love pregnant ladies. It is weird, though, that isn't that strange that that's a kink?
No, it is. It's my kink.
Pregnant women is your kink?
1,000,000%, Ken. I'm 44 with no kids. You know what I know about pregnant women? You can't get them pregnant. Imagine a girl walking around with a scarlet letter that says, "You can't get me pregnant." You know what that's called? A playground, Ken. And I love them.
Oh, no.
Are you glowing? Yes. In my heart, you're beautiful.
That's it, yeah. So it doesn't bother you that she's a little heavier? That doesn't bother you?
No, that's it. That's absolutely. I love the oven and the bun.
Oh,
that's it. As long as it's not my oven or bun.
Okay, so there's a news story today. Police say a legally blind guy shot his best friend while he was attempting to evict a squatter. And this is hang on, let me get this story up on the screen here. I want people to look at this. This is on Not the Bee. It's one of my favorite websites. So get a load of this guy. This gentleman is in trouble, as you could see from his outfit. You've had to wear this. Did you ever wear the yellow, Jesse? What was?
That's a different state.
What color did you have to wear in prison in Texas?
It's orange in Harris County, and it's white in the state of Texas when you go to state prison.
Really? Yeah. I feel like I'd look good in orange because the Astros.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I rocked it, too.
Do people in Houston make a point out of that? They're like, well, it's the baseball colors.
No, when you get away from Houston, you become more Houston-based. But when you're in the county jail, everybody's from Houston, so there's no designation for that, really. No distinction.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay. Well, this news story took place in Washington, apparently. This guy's name is Dan Phelps. Let me get Dan Phelps on the screen here so everybody can look at him. This is Dan, and apparently Dan's whole deal is where, he's in trouble, obviously, as you guys could probably imagine. Because Dan has decided to shoot somebody, and the person he shot was his best friend. He was attempting to evict another guy from his basement for 2 months, so he decided to go down after him with his best friend, Joey Anselmo, that's Italian guys, and a gun. And so here's the kicker. Dan D. Phelps is legally blind, and his friend, Anselmo, has only got one leg. Now, I know what you're thinking. How convoluted does it get? It gets pretty convoluted, apparently.
If you combine all three of them, they're one person. It reminds me of that movie with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, See No Evil. What was it called?
Yeah, right. See No Evil.
Or Trading Places.
Oh, Trading Places, yeah.
Where one was blind and the other one was deaf. What was that movie?
No, Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, that's right. I'm sorry. All those. Yeah, there was another great Richard Pryor comedy movie.
No, it was See No Evil. No, you got it right the first time.
See No Evil, huh?
See No Evil is actually a 2006 slasher film. Are we running out of names for movies?
What is the movie where Gene Wilder's blind and Richard Simmons?
See No Evil, Hear No Evil is Gene Wilder and
Richard Pryor.
And Richard Pryor. Yeah.
Okay, that was it. Where one's blind and one's deaf or something like that.
And Kevin Spacey is in that movie.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Does that piss you off that Kevin Spacey ruined all the movies he was in, like House of Cards?
It didn't ruin it for me. It didn't ruin it. He's still Kevin Spacey pre allegations. You know, I don't know if he was convicted or not, but was my favorite actor. But I'm the type of person, Ken, I separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Like, just because Trump was unfaithful or paid a prostitute, whatever, I still think he's the perfect person for a candidate. I separate the two.
I think some people like him more because of that.
Right. And just because Kevin Spacey, you know, was a sexual deviant doesn't mean I'm not going to watch L.A. Confidential. It was a great movie. And just because R. Kelly makes crappy music doesn't mean I'm going to stop peeing on girls. You've got to separate the art from the artist.
Thank you, Jesse.
Rant over.
Thank you, Jesse Peyton. Hey, I don't know. We're about to run out of time here. I'm Kenny Webster. This is my good buddy, Jesse Peyton. You have shows coming up. We haven't even promoted your shows.
I have shows. Mobile, Alabama. Do you have any listeners in Mobile, Alabama? Because I'm coming there this Friday. Guys, I'm going to be in Mobile, Alabama doing my show called Couples Therapy. Clearly, you guys, if you've heard this segment, I'm a relationship expert, okay? I'm borderline professional. So I'm really bad at couples. I'm really bad at therapy, but I am hilarious. We've got a phenomenal show. It's an interactive relationship-themed comedy show called Couples Therapy. It's going to be in Mobile, Alabama this Friday the 17th. You get tickets at jesseisfunny.com. And the very next day, I'm going to be in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Exciting news, Ken. We just sold out the first show. We had to add a second show because the show is so hot and everybody who's been is coming back. It's going to be a great show. Bay St. Louis on Saturday, Mobile, Alabama on Friday, January 17th and 18th.
And what are the venues? Do you have that?
Alchemy Tavern for one, and then the other one is going to be Bay St. Louis.
Okay,
I don't know.
yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
you can find the tickets at jesseisfunny.com. They're all there. Bay St. Louis, it's 6 miles wide. Wherever it is, it's close. Come.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't you book our friend Mary Ryan Brown at one of these?
I did. She's actually going to be on the show. I'm excited to meet her. It's going to be our first time on the show, but I've seen her, and she is hilarious. She's going to be a perfect fit for this show, and she's super excited about this. So.
Mary Ryan Brown is hilarious. She is an Instagram sensation. She's a friend of the show. Hang on. Let's play a little bit of her stuff before we get out of here.
Yeah, she's great.
Go ahead.
Leslie Los Bong Tips Filet and a blessed carnival to you. No, we don't go to the parades anymore. It's too many people. And you know what they say, people are but the corn in the great crawfish bowl of the universe. I say skip the parades. If those beads aren't a Marla Aaron baby lock, I don't want them. Are you going to put a sweater on that baby? We do Mardi Gras a little differently in our haunted little town. We have a Mardi Gras.
Hey, this is the bit's called Mississippi Mom Goes to Mardi Gras. She does all these bits about Southern women. Why is the baby cake thing so terrifying, Jesse? Have you seen that before?
It's frightening. All dolls scare me. Actually, real kids scare me more than any of them. So I don't like children.
Yeah, okay, but also the animatronic baby at Mardi Gras is kind of terrifying too. I'm Kenny Webster. If you guys don't mind, for those of you enjoying our radio show on old school terrestrial radio, the best way to listen to it, in my opinion, subscribe to our podcast, follow us on social media, and to the rest of you, since you've obviously already done that, maybe share this video or link or podcast, whatever it may be. I love you all. Have a great afternoon. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning for more of what you bought a radio for.
Listening to the Pursuit of Happiness Radio. Tell the government to kiss your ass when you listen to the show.